He was determined to become its most successful film producer. Today, North Carolina. Tomorrow, the world.
I decided to go into the movie business. I didn't decide to make a movie. I said, we are going into the movie business, and I'm going to create a studio, and I'm going to make a movie. And the first one has to be made. If you're going to manufacture automobiles, you have to make the first one.
Ipso facto, Earl Owensby was in the movie business. Producer, financier, and star.
I have hard evidence, and I'm turning over to Taylor and the rest of the commission tonight.
The movie was called Challenge, a story of a good guy's revenge on some bad guys who beat him up, burn down his house, and wipe out his family. But never mind the plot, you're looking at the plot. Owensby, the producer, saved a fortune by hiring Owensby as the star, and then using Owensby to fly the planes, drive the cars, build the sets, and do the stunts, all without benefit of a single union.
Let me go, Challenge!
In 1974, when this film was made, the average Hollywood movie cost $4 million to make. Owensby made Challenge for less than $400,000.
Did it make money?
Doubled its investment, at least, and still makes money.
But what's a movie without a sequel or two? Challenge gave birth to Frank Challenge, Manhunter. Using the profits, Owensby spread his artistic wings to make Death Driver. There seems to be an unlimited American appetite for seeing cars become unhinged. Death Driver, Owensby boasts, was shot without a script, all about a stunt driver who quits his job, leaves his tramp of a wife, and hits the road, and just about everything on the road. Without a script, it became necessary to use makeshift dialogue, like this line.
What about me?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Clark Gable, eat your heart out. But never mind dialogue and plot. When you have a cast of Detroit's finest, who needs a plot? Back in 1975, when Death Driver was made, someone wrote that Owensby wrecked more cars than Chrysler sold.
How much going to cost to get us out of here?
$200 bail.
Hey, that's not so bad. Things could be worse. But I don't think Laurence Olivier is going to lay down tonight and not be able to sleep because someone's after his job. Can't you see me speaking them Hamlet words and you-alls? Yeah. The art in the movie business to me is the dead president's pictures, the George Washington's, the Ulysses S. Grant, and little Benny Franklin on the $100 bills. That's the art for it. Yeah.
Oh, they tell me Earl's coming.
All those dead presidents' pictures have given this dirt-poor orphan boy all the things he's ever wanted. In just 8 years, the EO Corporation has become just about the largest motion picture studio outside of Hollywood. 100,000 square feet of sound stages. Unlike most producers, he does not rent a single thing. He buys it all for cash. And the cranes, the lights, everything gets rented out when he's not in production. There's a full-time staff of 40. And instead of putting out-of-town talent up in neighboring motels, he built his own motel. There are 2 planes, one for the corporate Owensby, and the other plane for the stunt-flying actor Owensby. In the middle of it all is a big, comfortable home that also doubles as a movie set. And of course, his private runway is just outside the front door. If Earl Owensby had his druthers, he would have chosen to be Rhett Butler. He makes do in his present condition with a for-real movie mogul's life. All of this on the outskirts of Shelby, North Carolina, population 16,000, where you'd think Variety might be planting alfalfa instead of tobacco, and a Hollywood Reporter might be someone you'd run out of town.
What happens when your Hollywood Gucci, Poochie, cigar smoking, Rodeo Drive movie mogul comes here to Shelby and sees this country bumpkin? Do they ever try and snow you with a lot of fancy talk?
Oh, yeah, I've got the great script and great idea, and Warner Brothers wants it, and Universal wants it, and this star will do this just for me and all that. And you said, that's great, that's wonderful, you know, but get the letter of credit to my bank, and then we go. Simple.
As the producer of Earl Owensby's movies, do you have a set of rules, a set of do's and don'ts?
I don't get into gutter language at all, other than the prime time cuss words.
Hell and damn are okay.
That's right. If it's 60 Minutes says it, so I guess it'd be all right.
You wouldn't let them make a dirty movie here?
No, and we had an opportunity one time to do a package of 10 X-rated films here for a lot of money. And I told the guy what to do with his money, and he didn't come back.
What strange force possessed him? What evil being transformed him from mortal man to ravaging beast?
It is an article of faith in the movie industry that the most regular moviegoers are kids, and that what kids want more than anything else in their movies are sexiness and scariness. Since Owensby's moral code precludes sex, he lets his baser instincts out in other ways.
It's on the porch!
Wolfman, an all-new motion picture experience.
And you told me that you didn't like this picture. Why not?
I don't know. We started out to make a horror movie and made a horrible movie. You walked out on me.
This, by the way, is a scene from Living Legend, in which Earl gave up his role as Avenger, Death Driver, and Man-turned-wolf in order to become a drive-in version of Elvis Presley. Here he's having a slight disagreement with his manager. In Owensby movies, good always triumphs over evil, but not without paying a certain price. The movie ratings board thought Owensby's violence had gone too far in a picture called Dark Sunday, a pleasant little tale about a preacher and his family out on a picnic that's interrupted by a gang of madmen. Here, Owensby spends ammunition as if it was motor cars.
And you're still not dead, right?
That's right. Survived.
How do you get away with that kind of violence on the screen?
Well, I didn't really get away with it. When the picture went out to the MPAA, Motion Picture Association of America, they rated it X.
X-rated.
X-rated, X-rated. No sex, no skin, no profanity, and what you see here is just bullet hits. That's throughout the movie, and they gave me an X. So I, of course, appealed that X. They ended up giving me an R, and I accepted it. And of course, I'm not a violent person. I think you ought to take all the violence off the street and put it back on the screen where it belongs, you know.
You have a very moral approach. I gather you're a very moral man.
Don't drink, smoke, chase girls, right?
You sometimes lease your facilities here to Hollywood types for movies. They may not have the same moral standard that you do. What do you do when they come? What do you tell them?
Well, we normally have a little meeting and explain to everybody that we're just country people here, and the only thing going up your nose better be your finger. And, you know, we don't allow no left-handed cigarettes. What they do when they get off the park, that's their own business.
If the people in his movie start looking familiar after you've seen your third or fourth picture, it's because many of the actors are Earl's friends from Shelby.
But since Earl's doing all right, some of these days he might get me that way.
What he does not pay in fancy salaries, he more than makes up in opportunity.
Bob, you can react to Owen here, can't you?
The director of this film, Worth Keeter, was a gopher 7 years ago. Then he became an actor, then a director. This is his fifth Owensby film, and Worth just turned 25. The cameraman, Earl Dixon, has no movie credits at all. This is his first picture. Owensby's biggest budget to date, $1 million. This latest film, not yet released, is called Rottweiler. Earl is the sheriff in a small town. A pack of killer Rottweilers escape from a top-secret military project and start snacking on the townsfolk. Jaws with paws, Earl calls it. Plenty of blood is drawn. Not expensive movie stage blood, of course, but a homemade concoction of syrup and food coloring that is convincing enough.
C96, take one, sound 260.
Cut and hold the camera in position.
What makes Rottweiler truly special is it is being filmed in 3D, the effect of which is to make the dreaded dogs leap right into your lap. Nobody's filmed in 3D in 25 years in this country. That and a budget 3 times his normal $400,000 might indicate that Owensby is taking an uncharted risk. Hardly when you realize that an average Hollywood movie costs $10 million and 7 out of 10 lose money. So far, Owensby has made 18 movies and has not lost a penny yet.
If you don't treat it like a business, you can get rid of your money in a hurry. I would sure hate to go out and invest in someone else's film, because I think that's a bad investment. Even to a Superman that's doing such great business, when you start talking about $30 million for a movie, that's a lot of money. You got to recoup a lot of money to get your money back.
How many Earl Owensby movies would $30 million represent?
Well, I always figured if somebody give me $30 million, I'd put it on a CD at 20%, and I'd make movies to the end of time and still not spend it, if that would answer the question.
Imagine Earl Owensby films forever and ever and ever. For every Heaven's Gate that Hollywood makes, Earl can make 150 sons, grandsons, great-grandsons of Challenge, Wolfman, Death Driver, and litters of Rottweiler sequels. As far as artistic success, who knows? In France right now, there's probably a baby toddling around who will one day grow up to be a great critic of le cinéma, who 30 years from now will discover a long-lost print of Living Legend starring Earl Owensby, the most underrated actor of the last century. There will be Earl Owensby festivals at funny little art theaters everywhere. If that doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. What matters most to Earl is the living legend that is inscribed on the doorway of the EO Corporation.